My name's Craig Petty and this is the Purse Frame Project.
Hey guys, welcome to Alakazam Magic. Welcome to another Alakazam release. My name is Craig Petty. I'm here with the legend himself, Andy Smith.
Thank you, mate. Good to be here again. Yeah, I'm great, thank you.
The highlight of my life is working with you
Oh,
on projects
bless
like
you.
this. And this is a good one.
It is a good, great one.
Yeah, this is the Purse Frame Project. So this is basically a collection of routines with a purse frame. Now, I've been very passionate about putting this project together for a very long time. Since I started working with Alakazam,
Yeah.
I've been speaking with Pete and you guys about this. And the reason is, for me, the purse frame is really an underutilized prop.
Yeah, it is.
You don't see many magicians using it these days, or if they do, they use it for just one little moment, like making something appear and then they put it away.
Yeah.
But there's not full thought out routines based around a purse frame.
No, and it's an intriguing prop. You know, it's something that is engaging. People are immediately interested in what this prop is. You know, they can identify it, but they don't know what you're going to do with it.
Exactly,
So,
and it's intriguing for both adults and kids.
Yeah.
It's something that, from a kid's point of view, they can look at it and their imagination can run wild.
Yeah.
But an adult knows exactly what this is meant to be and gets the concept of an invisible bag. So it just works really, really well. And over the years, you know, a lot of people have used the purse frame. You and I were talking about the history of this a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
I know you said that the first magician...
Oh, it dates back to like 1932, but the first magician that would probably be the one that most people would recognise the name of is Al Baker.
No, Al Baker was brilliant. Now, the first person that I saw use this
Yeah.
that made me want to buy one was Pat Page.
Yeah.
Do you remember his routine from Tricker Tape? You
Yes.
remember Vic Pinto Tricker Tape?
I do, yeah.
I bought his purse frame project, and what it was a trick. It was one trick, and it was incredible. And all he did is he made a coin appear, he made another coin appear, he made a jumbo coin appear. And as somebody who was just getting into magic at that point,
Yeah.
and didn't really know much, I saw that. And for me, that was real magic.
Yeah.
And I learnt it, and I went out and I performed it, and the reactions from the audiences I was performing Pat's routine to were incredible.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like CGI. It's like a cartoon. They see nothing in the purse, they open it up, and they pull something out.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. You know, it kind of reminds me of the Bugs Bunny movies. You know, with the Acme Portable Hole and those sort of like things.
Absolutely, and you kind of have a Mary Poppins vibe to it, don't you? When you kind of pull out you pull stuff out of here. And over the years, I mean, there's been magicians whose names have been associated with this. Curtis Cam has work on this, and I think probably the most popular routine of all time that ever used the purse frame was the Portable Hole by David Roth.
Yep.
And there is a handling of that on here, actually, on this project. But realistically, I'm hoping that the people that buy this, what I want you guys to get from this project is I hope to inspire you to actually take the purse frame that has been included with this project and go out and start using it. Start using the routines on this project, and you'll realize just the reactions you get and just how it opens up so many different possibilities with your magic. There's larger purse frames and there's smaller purse frames. The one that you're going to be supplied with is a smaller purse frame, and through the years I've used much bigger ones, I've used smaller ones. The one that you've been supplied with is perfect for all the routines on this project. It's too small to make like a standard 3-inch jumbo coin appear out of it, which is what Pat used in his original purse frame routine, but it's the perfect size for all the routines that I'm going to teach you with. But you know, there's no reason from stopping you once you've got these routines to go and get a bigger purse frame if you want to, but you don't need to. That's kind of the point that I'm trying to make here. And on this project, we're going to start off by talking about kind of how to hold a purse frame, how to use it. Then we're going to go into some sponge ball stuff.
Lovely.
Then we're going to go into a lot of coin material, because coins kind of lend themselves to this prop, really. And then we're going to go through some card material, some really cool card stuff. And then we're going to finish off with some kind of unique uses of a purse frame that doesn't fall into cards or coins. Brilliant. So there's an eclectic range of magic for everybody. And I can't wait to delve into it. What about you?
Perfect. Yeah, I'm excited as everybody else. So let's take a look at it. Let's get going.
Yeah, let's start right now. So Andy, before we get going, I think we just talk about what the purse frame is and how to hold it, really.
Yeah.
So a purse frame, and you've probably got yours on in front of you. It's basically the top of a purse. And that's why it's so recognizable by people immediately. They recognize this as a purse frame.
Yeah.
Now, my advice to you is not to call it a purse frame, call it an invisible purse. Because that's what you're trying to achieve here. That's what you're trying to make people believe, that this is an invisible purse and that the bag is invisible, but anything inside the bag is invisible as well until you take it out.
Yeah.
Now, for the routines that I do, there's a couple of different ways that you can hold the purse frame. And the first way is kind of, I kind of think of this as the standard grip, right?
Yeah.
Which is holding the purse frame between here, which is the top of the mound of Venus, and sort of the forefinger here like this. Now, the advantage of holding a purse frame like that is anything that's in finger palm here will stay in finger palm.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. So if I've got a sponge ball, for example, which we'll talk about later on, and I'm finger palming a sponge ball, in the action of just holding this here like this, it keeps that sponge ball hidden in finger palm so that when I open this up and I reach in, it looks like the ball's just come out of the purse.
Yeah, and you're right. The way you're holding it lends itself to the natural curve of your hand, so everything looks natural.
Exactly. And on that, by the way, Andy, one tip for anybody, or a couple of tips. One, when you put this into position and you open it up, don't tip forward too much because they're going to see whatever you've got in finger palm, especially a big red sponge ball like that. So the key thing is to kind of keep it in this position like this, open it up so they're seeing the back of the hands. And the mistake that I see a lot of magicians making is when they take this out, they flare their fingers open like that.
Yeah.
Which is I understand why they're doing that, because it's kind of a natural thing to do, but you need to train your hand to not do that. So when you remove the object from the invisible purse, notice my fingers aren't moving. And the only reason that I'm holding this in this position is so that this hand can open up the purse, reach in, and take the thing out. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the that's the first thing. There's a very popular concealment. Can you pass me on those coins over there, Andy, for a second? There's a very popular concealment that's used a lot in coin magic, in routines with the purse frame as well. So let's say we're doing a routine where we're taking a coin and we're producing a coin from the purse frame.
Yeah.
A nice little move is to show the purse frame empty like that.
Yeah.
Now, I think it was Cellini who first did this.
I think it's Johnny Paul.
No, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it's a Johnny Paul.
Look, you know more about me when it comes to
I
history
think
of
it's a
magic,
Johnny Paul.
I will. But you see a lot of people putting their whole hand in. Now, a combination of me having very big hands and also this being a slightly smaller purse frame, the way I do this with this is I just put 2 fingers in.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fine. And you don't want to make a big deal out of this. I've seen people that kind of make a big deal of it and it kind of looks obvious. It really should be just a thing of, I've got an invisible purse here, the bag's invisible, anything inside the bag is invisible until you take it out. You can't see anything in there until you reach in and take it out, and that's when it becomes visible.
Yeah, nice.
It's also not a move that you want to overuse.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it, if you're doing multiple coin productions during a routine, you don't want to have this move done over and over again. It's like any move, it's a nice subtlety.
Yeah.
That's used, various different points. Another way that I use the purse frame is, and we'll get into this a little bit later on, but a lot of the advantage of this one is that it will lie flat, and this is one of the reasons we use this. A lot of them won't open completely. This opens completely and lies flat,
yeah,
which is perfect because let's say you're doing a vanish. If I do a vanish like that, I can pretend to drop it in either with a ball or a coin. I can do this and make it look like it goes in just by doing a force transfer over here.
Yeah.
Which is great. So, and a lot of the time what I'll do is I'll say, hold your hand out, and I'll put it in their hand, because a lot of these routines are designed for walk around. So I'll have the ball and I'll put it into there while it's in their hand,
yeah,
at which point it will vanish. And that's a really strong moment. And because it's left over here, I can now immediately bring this up to this position and pull it out.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Which is great. Now, I don't do any routines using this, but it's worth pointing out that the size of this purse frame is perfect for using JW grip.
Yeah.
Like absolutely perfect. So you would be convinced that my hands are empty there, but in actual fact, I've got a coin in JW grip. Now, JW grip is very simply, or C palm, some people call it C palm, some people call it JW grip. But the whole idea, and if we switch the overhead cam just for a second, we'll be able to see this clearer. The coin is here in the right hand, or my dominant hand, and the forefinger is curled over the top of it.
Yeah.
Now, from your angle, doesn't look too great. Notice the middle finger is in front of the coin, and the purse is held in this position. Now, from the back, it's not a great angle, but from the front, if we switch back to the front camera, that really looks empty.
Yeah, JW grip is one of those moves where it looks very weird if it's just done kind of on its own.
Yeah.
But if it's done when you're holding an object like a purse frame, or if you're adjusting your glasses is another great move for it,
Absolutely.
then it completely works.
And the first person I saw use JW grip with the purse frame was Shutagawa in his Neo purse frame routine, which I'm sure you've seen. And the advantage is you can literally open up this purse frame like this and then produce it from the purse frame.
That's great.
Which looks absolutely amazing. So I don't use that in any of the routines, and you're not going to see it on the project, but bear in mind, if you're creating your own routines, and really you should be, just by having that opening starting point, and just by coming up here, the coin cane's completely hidden, and then it just looks like you take it out of that purse frame. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
And you can actually, you know, if you want to vanish and go straight into JW grip, just to, for sake of completeness here, if you hold your hand out, what you can do is you can have the, and if you go to the overhead cam again, we can have the coin here. So we're showing the coin in the position for JW. So if I just curl that around, it's going to go in there. So I can do the vanish and come here and drop it in, just like I showed before. So it looks like it goes in the purse. I can then come over with this hand, close up the purse, and then come to this position directly into JW grip.
Yeah, nice.
So it looks like I've just dropped that coin into the purse, and now I can turn this round, open it up, reach inside, and I can produce the JW grip coin.
Brilliant.
Thanks for that. Okay, let's go to the main cam. So that is just a few moves that you can use with JW grip. Now, don't be too scared. We've opened this whole project by talking about JW grip and a whole bunch of slides. There are some pretty much self-working tricks on this project. There's also some routines that are going to require a lot more practice. There's going to be an eclectic mix. And that's really great for you because you can pick and choose which ones that you want to use. And if you can start off with something simple. And if you've never used a purse frame before, you could literally just start. Let's say you were doing a coin routine. Let's say you're doing my Mirage coin set. You could start by taking the purse that the Mirage coin set comes with, or apparition. You can have it here, and you can just pull it out of the purse frame or something.
Yeah.
Or produce the coin from the purse frame, put it away, get confident with using a purse frame, and then over time you can build up to some of the more complicated routines on the project.
It may seem like a fairly obvious point, but how do you store it? You store it when it clips together, the clasp is clipped together.
The clasp, I always store it like this.
Right.
Because, and on that, although this opens all the way, you don't want to force it back in the other direction any further than it goes, because that will snap this section here and this section here and break it.
Yeah.
So you want to store it like that, and that's going to keep it nice and safe.
Brilliant.
And each routine has a different starting position, and we'll go through that as we go through the project.
Excellent. Okay.
Perfect. So we're going to start off with looking at some sponge ball magic, I think, first of all.
Brilliant.
Let's do it. Before we get to the sponge balls, Andy's just reminded me that one of the grip that you can use when you're using coin magic, which is great with a purse frame, is edge grip. Now, edge grip was popularized by David Roth and in his hanging coins routine. And the idea is it's kind of an evolution of Down's palm.
Yeah.
The coin is held between the middle finger and the thumb like that. And the perfect position for edge grip is that the thumb tip and the middle fingertip can touch each other.
Yeah.
Now, when you've got that coin into that position, if your fingertips are touching each other, the display is amazing as long as you're holding something. So if you're holding a purse frame, look at how fair a display that is.
Yeah, it completely opens up all of the palm there. Yeah.
Now, the key thing is, from an angles point of view, the angle's really good on edge grip, as long as you know what to do. you want to make sure that the coin, the edge of the coin, is lined up with the eye level of the audience.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that all the audience are on the same eye level. If people are all standing up and sitting down, you don't want to do this display. But if everyone's sitting down and I hold it like this so that everyone's eye level is looking at my at that position, this is completely covered. Now, when I use edge grip with a purse frame, what I tend to do is I tend to start off with the coin in curl palm. So you've got that coin in curl palm there. Now, curl palm, I think it's Kiana Harbottle, maybe. It feels like it should be Kiana Harbottle, but maybe it predated him.
Yeah, I think.
Or could it be Gary Kurtz?
I think it was Gary Kurtz.
Yeah, Gary did do a lot of stuff with this. Anyway, the curl palm is you're going from edge grip and you're just moving your thumb and your middle finger is curling around like that, which allows your hand to rest, because the problem with edge grip is that your thumb is frozen in that position.
Yeah.
But by moving into curl palm, your thumb and forefinger are free to pick stuff up.
Yeah.
So you can start off, a simple production is you can start off with the coin in curl palm, you can reach up, you can take the purse, and then as you put it into this hand, to show it, you can move this into edge grip. So as you come up here now, you've got that lovely edge grip display, so to speak. And then what you can do is you can take this, put it into the standard position, but you can see the hand's empty. Open up like this. This is still in edge grip, and you just put your fingers in and push the coin to the fingertips.
Yeah.
So at full speed, it looks like this. You know, you show this this invisible purse, and you say that there's a bag there, and the bag has something inside it, and when you reach in, you just pull the coin out. It's a really nice display.
It is.
Of your hands looking completely empty. And again, you know, and we'll get into this in the coin section, you can put it back in and move it back into curl palm and bring it out again. So there's an awful lot you can do.
Yeah, brilliant.
But as I say, we're going to start off with sponge balls, but as we were talking about JW grip, we wanted to mention that edge grip is another sleight that you can use in the course of doing some coin magic with it. But now, I promise you, now we are going to get onto sponge balls. So sponge balls have been used for years. Again, we talked about Pat Page earlier on.
Yeah.
His sponge ball routine was probably the sponge ball routine I used the most. And a lot of the time, if you see anybody using a purse frame, it's to produce that first ball for sponge balls, and then they put it away and they go into a normal routine. But I've got a sponge ball routine that uses the purse frame the entire time. So I'm going to perform it for you, Andy, and then I'll explain how it works. So it looks like this.
So like I said, this is an invisible purse. You were sceptical before. Do you believe me now, Colin? Maybe.
I'm starting to believe it.
You got the bag, like I say, is invisible. Anything inside the bag is invisible until you take it out. Another thing that I keep in there is all my props to do magic, like a little red ball kept in there. Little red ball is inside there. Just a tiny little red ball. Here's the thing though, check this out. Watch, can you do me a favour and say go? No. You see, when it disappears, it doesn't go far. It goes right back there inside that. Are we following us? It goes right. I know, it's crazy, right? Look, do me a favour, take it and hold it like that between your thumb and your forefinger. I'll put the ball here, wave it over my hand, say go.
Go.
Any questions? Are we following this? No. Look, in your hand, if you just reach in, it's inside there. You see, look, hold your hand out for me, like this, look. There's the purse, nothing inside it, right? Watch the ball. If I squeeze the ball, all I have to do is squeeze, it vanishes. When it does, it goes right there over there inside the... I know, it's so weird. I can even do it long distance. Watch, if I put the... can you close the purse for me? Would that be okay? Just me? It's okay, it's my fault, I shouldn't have picked you. Look, there we go. Take it and close it up, that'll be amazing. It closes the other way. Yeah. It's my fault, like I said. Have you ever helped a magician before? No. You're not helping one now, but that's okay. Look, the ball goes into my pocket. It's going to go long distance. Snap your fingers over the purse. Check this out. Look. You closed it yourself, right? Yeah. Inside there. Works every single time. The weird thing is, and I didn't tell you this, you can have as many as you want to, because that's right there. But if I reach in, there's a second one as well. Yes, they really are. But if I take the first one and squeeze it, just say go.
Go.
You're doing that so well. Do it again with the second one. Say go.
Go.
It's gone. It's so weird. Now they're inside there. Can you see? If you reach in, well, have a look in. Can you see them in there? It takes a second. If you just reach in, that's the first one right there. The second one, 3, 2, 1. Yep, there it is. Okay, perfect. Big finish. Big finish. You're going to decide. Hold your hands out for me. You're going to decide which one you put into the which we put in here, and which one you hold on to. Which one would you like to hold on to?
I'll keep this one.
Okay, Sid. So you're going to hold on to that one. So hold your hand out. Here's what I'd like you to do. Can you take this one and squeeze it really tightly? If you give me a chance to cheat, I will. Turn your hand over, and I'm going to take this. Open this up for me. At the tips of the fingers, watch the ball. Don't blink. That's perfect. Hold it like that, because I'm just going to take this ball and drop it right inside there like that. That's when that ball vanishes. Now here's the thing, I say it vanishes, it doesn't. There's a connection between the purse and between the other ball, because the ball was in the purse, you see. There's a connection. So when I drop that ball in there and it vanishes, it doesn't go far. You see, if you hold off 3 seconds, it appears with the other ball. Did you feel anything? Have a look.
What the What the What the hell? 2 balls.
Andy, this is an invisible purse. Now, I'm kind of lying, because it's not an invisible purse, because you can see it. The top of the purse is visible, but the bottom, the bag, is invisible. Which means that anything inside the bag is invisible until I take it out. Now, I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm going to prove it to you. You see, if I open up the purse, reach inside, if I do, I can pull out anything that's inside there, and that's a little red ball. Now, the weird thing about this little red ball is it always wants to be back in the purse. Now, obviously, as a magician, I can wave the purse over the ball, and when I do, the ball disappears. Now, it looks like it disappears, but it doesn't. It actually goes back inside the purse, you see. When something disappears, it goes back inside the purse. If I put it in my hand, you can see it's in my hand. It really is, until it disappears and goes back inside the purse. So hold your hand out for me there, Andy. I'm going to put this here. Watch the ball, watch the purse. You see, if I squeeze, the ball disappears, travels invisibly, and goes right there inside the purse. I can even do it long distance, Andy. Let me show you. Look, if I put the purse here on the table, I'm going to put the ball in my pocket down here, okay? Now, all I have to do is wait a couple of seconds, and then what will happen is the ball will jump from the pocket back into the purse. Now, the thing I haven't told you is this holds as many balls as I want. So, for example, if I want to do a trick with 2 balls, I just have to reach in and I can take out the second ball, which is kind of crazy. But it works with both balls, you see. If I take the first ball and squeeze, that one vanishes. If I take the second one and squeeze, that one disappears as well. And they go back inside the purse. Now, you have to wait a few seconds, and then the first one will come back out. And then if I wait a few more seconds and reach in the purse, now the second one comes back out. We need a big finish. I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to take the purse, I'm going to open it up here, because it works in reverse. Let me show you what I mean. Which ball do you want me to have drop in the purse?
That one.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'll drop this one in the purse. You hold on to this one, hold it tightly, turn your hand over. Very good. Now watch right here. I'm just going to take that ball and drop it right there into the purse. Now it's in there right now, but what happens is it works in reverse. You know, when you make something disappear, it goes in the purse. If you put it in the purse and you wait a few seconds, it jumps to where the other ball is. Open up, have a look. And you see it's over there with the other one. Isn't that crazy? Of course, I need to do another trick now. I don't want to lose my ball. So what I'll do is I'll take the first one, I'll pop it right inside there. I'll take the second one, I'll put it right inside there. I'll keep them nice and safe, and we'll move on with the card trick.
Brilliant.
So it's interesting because it takes up very little pocket space. It's only 2 balls and a purse frame. But the purse frame is used through the whole routine. Yeah. And I've never seen a sponge ball routine like that before. No. Where the whole focus is on the actual purse frame. Mm. And you've still got that moment that's the iconic moment with the sponge balls. But you've got to look, because the problem with sponge balls is that's all people do. They do the one in the hand, you hold one, that's it. Yeah. Whilst there's a lot of magical moments that are leading up to that. Mm-hmm. So we're going to break it down. The nice thing is it's not very difficult. But what I'd like to do very quickly, first of all, is just teach a vanish. Yeah. I think it's important to teach a vanish. But just in case there's somebody watching this that's never really done sponge ball magic before, I'm going to teach you 2 vanishes. I use 2 vanishes in this routine. The first vanish is this. It's a classic, but it's very, very simple. The idea, and if we go to the overhead cam, I'll explain this. The ball is here in your dominant hand. In my case, it's in the right hand. And notice it's in an open finger palm position. Now, all that's going to happen is it's apparently going to be put into this hand whilst retained over here. So all you're going to do is do that a couple of times. If you've never done a vanish before, actually put the ball into the other hand so you can see what it feels like. Now, when you're going to do the vanish, your thumb is going to go over the ball, and you're going to turn your hand over. Now, because the thumb's there, that ball's not going to fall out, right? So you do this, the thumb holds onto the ball, and then this hand moves away, and the ball stays there, and this hand closes. Now, there's a few points that make this work. The first point is when you're doing this, don't pull like that. I see people doing that. It looks like you're trying to take something out of there. Instead, when you do it, notice I'm doing it like this.
Yeah.
So I'm just like literally dropping it in and pulling my hand away naturally. That's very important. Secondly, you don't want them to see that you're putting your thumb on the ball. Because if they do that, it's fairly obvious that it's going to stay there. So notice, in magic, there's something called a large emotion hides a small emotion. The large emotion of me turning my hand over hides the small emotion of my thumb moving in place. My thumb is going on there, but it's happening as I'm turning my hand over, so you don't see it.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other thing is timing is very important. This is not very good. Likewise, this is not very good. It's really important to get the timing. Now, when you get advanced at this, you can roll that ball down with your thumb at the same time.
Yeah.
And that motion gives it a little bit of, it gives it a retention. So you're just rolling as you're doing that. And you almost get a retention of that ball going into the hand at that point. Now, the other important point is if you switch back to the main cam, the eyes and where you're looking. Notice when I'm doing this vanish, I'm looking over here where the ball is. I'm not looking where the ball's meant to be. If I do the vanish like this, it's not very good because they can see that I'm drawing attention over here. I want to draw attention to this hand, like that. You got anything to add to that?
No, I was just going to say, going back to what you were adding about the thumb placing onto the sponge ball here, also try and avoid your thumb, if you're going to display this on an open finger palm, the thumb sticking out like this and then coming over and doing that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I noticed the times that you were doing it there, the thumb was close by here, so that when you did that, there's none of this sort of movement of the thumb coming from a huge distance here.
Very good
over onto here. So it just made it look a little more natural because your thumb wasn't coming over and looking like it was grabbing.
Absolutely. Now, the other vanish that I use with this, this is based on a Mark Leverage vanish.
Right.
It's not Mark's. Mark had this vanish where he pushed his thumb into the fist, and he stole it out the back of the fist.
Right.
And I came up with a variation of that many years ago that looks like that.
Nice.
Which is a really fun vanish. And all that's happening, if we go to the overhead cam, all that's happening here is the ball is there. I've got a loose fist, a very loose fist. The ball goes onto the loose fist, and as I push in, hopefully you can see that, the thumb is going behind the ball. So the ball is going straight into a thumb palm like this, and stays in a thumb palm. So full speed, it kind of looks, and then I just put another couple of fingers in, and that stays in thumb palm. Now, the reason I like this vanish is because it allows me to transfer this ball secretly back into this hand because it's in thumb palm. So I do this, I push it in, it goes into thumb palm, I throw another couple of fingers in, I bring this hand away, it rests naturally on the table, I show the ball's gone, and then I bring my hands together with this in thumb palm dropped into the left hand finger palm, and then I just kind of almost make it look like I'm pulling on my thumb, and that transfers it into the left hand finger palm. So if we go to the main cam, from the front it looks like this. So you take the ball and you say, look, I'm going to pop this right here in the hand, and it looks like it vanishes, and now I've transferred it back into the hand.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice way of actually showing the ball's gone, but loading it back into the left hand almost immediately.
Yeah. Now, just a little thing that I was going to say about that, because I've seen you do this in performance when you've been standing up.
Yeah.
I appreciate when you're doing the sort of transfers here, you are at a table. But it's all about like that when you're doing it, the active and relaxed states. So
yes.
you're doing the vanish, which is active, and then as you relax, this vanishes, and then as you're relaxing even more, that's when you do the transfer.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure you're probably in agreement those sort of transfers should be done more on the sort of relaxed offbeat moment where people are reacting to something that's previously happened.
And the thing that we react to is the vanish. So they react to the vanish, and then this, and then you took a step back, and then that's when the transfer takes place.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a vanish for you. Now we're going to break down the routine. So one ball is in my right-hand pocket. We'll put that over there. That'll be my right-hand pocket. One ball is in my left-hand pocket. We'll put that there. And the purse frame is in my left-hand pocket as well. So when I want to do the routine, I say, hey, I want to show you something. My hand goes into my pocket. My left hand goes into my pocket. And all I'm doing in my pocket, and we'll bring this here so you can see, I finger palm the sponge ball, and I bring the purse frame out. That's all I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And then I introduce the concept of the purse frame. I hold it in my left hand. Now, very important, obviously I've got a sponge ball here, so these fingers are curled in. What I do is, unless I'm displaying this here like this, my right hand mirrors my left hand. Mm-hmm. Because if I was holding it like that, it makes this hand look really obviously dirty. Yeah. So notice my hands are mirrored. Even though there's nothing in this hand, my hands are mirrored. So I show the purse frame. I point out how it's an invisible purse and that there's a bag, but you can't see the bag. I go through all of that, and then I put it into purse frame position. I open it up, I reach in, and I take out the ball. Yeah. Which is such a strong moment. Yeah. At that point then, I put the purse frame down on the table, and I put the ball down on the table. That's an incredible moment. Like, take your time over that. That's such a strong moment right there. At that point then, I do a vanish. Oh, sorry. I do. At that point then, I do a vanish. I make the ball vanish, which again is a really strong moment. Yeah. And on the offbeat, I slide the purse frame over to them, or I can have them pick it up, or whatever it is. And on that offbeat, I'm going to transfer this into this hand. And all I'm going to do, it just looks like this. It just looks like nothing's happening. And all I'm doing here is, and if we go to the overhead cam, actually, this is probably a really good shot for that. So you've done the vanish there. You've slid this over to them. I've got the ball here. I'm going to put my thumb on the ball so my fingers can extend. My hands come together, and I just leave that in position as I kind of flex my fingers. Yeah, great. Yeah. I then pick this back up, put it here, and I go back into the production position where I produce the ball back out again. So full speed from behind. You show the purse frame. You're mirroring your hands. You point out that it's a bag that's empty or invisible. You reach in, you take the ball. You close the purse frame. You do the vanish. Gone. Slide the purse frame over there. On the offbeat, you do the transfer. You pick up the purse frame. You open it up and you reach in and take out the ball. Brilliant. Okay? Yeah. So, back to the main cam now, if that's okay. So now, the second phase is the same as the first, but I'm using a different vanish. So the second phase is that one that we just talked about a second ago. So I do this, and I go, look, I'll do that again. You can wave the purse frame over your hand if you want to. If that'll just stay in thumb palm, sorry. So you can do that if you want to, and you have it vanish again. And as Andy talked about, on the offbeat, you transfer it over. You then say it's inside the purse. You reach in, and you take out the ball. Brilliant. Okay. Now the third phase, I have them hold their hand out, and this is such an easy moment. And if we go to the overhead cam, that would be really good for this. So this is such an easy moment, but it's one of the strongest parts of the routine. You say, look, I'll let you feel what it's like. So I put the open purse frame onto their hand. I show the ball, and I just do the standard vanish, and I have it vanish. And I say, it's actually traveling from over here over to here. Do you feel it? And they say, no. Now remember, the ball's here. I just push it to the fingertips as I take it apparently off there. And they feel it as it comes into view. Yeah, what you feel is that you feel the expansion of the sponge against your palm. So it feels like it's literally popping and it's such an incredible moment. It really is. And it's so easy. It's just a vanish, done, reach in, produce. Yeah, nice. Okay. So back to the other cam. Thanks very much. So that's the first three phases. Now, at this point, when you've done that, you're now going to say, hey, I can make it go from my pocket to the purse as well. And what you're going to do is you're going to, now I'm right-handed, so bear that in mind. I'm going to display it in my left hand. So all the vanishes up until this point have been with my right hand. I'm going to display it in my left hand, and I'm going to do the same vanish with my left hand into my right hand.
Yeah.
So so it's going to end up being finger palmed in my left hand. Now, if you can't do a vanish with your left hand and you're right-handed, you could do the vanish with your right hand and then do that changeover again. But I prefer to just do the vanish with my left hand. Mm-hmm. So I do the vanish with my left hand, but I don't show that it's gone. I pretend to put it into my pocket. And in my pocket, I'm just going to finger palm that ball.
Uh-huh.
And then I come out and I say, even though it's in the pocket, it'll still go into the purse frame. Now, again, I've got one finger palmed in the right hand, one finger palmed in the left hand. All I'm going to do is put this into the production position, open it up, reach in with the forefinger and the thumb, and pull the ball back out again. And it's like it's gone from the pocket. Yeah. But now I've got an extra ball in play. That travel from the pocket to the purse frame allowed me to very naturally steal a second ball without actually putting my hand in my pocket for no purpose.
Yeah.
So now I close the purse frame. And by the way, we're using a table here, but this routine is designed to be done walk around.
Yeah.
Anytime you see me doing putting something on a table, you put it into the spectator's hand. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this goes here, and I display the ball, and now I'm just going to do a shuttle pass. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know the shuttle pass, we'll go to the overhead cam and we'll talk about that. The shuttle pass basically is the ball is being shown in the left hand in an open finger palm. The left hand's going to turn palm down, and again, notice my thumb is helping keep that ball in position. And as my left hand turns palm down, my right hand, which has got its ball in finger palm, is going to turn palm up and push that ball to the fingertips like that. So you combine the actions and you get that.
Yeah.
Okay. And notice this ends up in finger palm in the left hand. Okay, so it's like that, which means that I can give that to somebody to hold on to, or I can put it onto the table, and I can say there's actually more than one ball in here. In fact, you probably didn't see it, but there is a second ball. Let me take that out. And that is an absolute, just that, we can go to the main camera now. That just doesn't make any sense to them.
No, because I've just seen one ball produced, and with empty hands, you're now producing another ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, what is going on? Mm-hmm. And that's why I love this routine so much. It's so layered, but the purse frame is the focal point of everything.
Yeah.
It's not a sponge ball routine where there's a purse frame thrown in. It is it is the glue that holds the whole routine together.
Yeah.
So now you're going to vanish both balls and have both of them appear in the purse frame. Because you say, hey, but even though I'm using two balls, I can still make them both disappear and appear back in the invisible purse. Let me show you. And by now, you're probably seeing that there's certain elements of Roth's portable hold that are actually being used here. This is Roth was a big inspiration for this. So what this looks like, and I'll do it against the camera, it looks like you just take the first ball, squeeze, make it disappear, take the second ball, squeeze, make it disappear, open up the purse frame, produce the first ball, and then show it, and then immediately produce the second ball. I love that sequence.
Yeah.
So let's go to the overhead cam and we'll teach it. So it's very easy. You already know all the moves. It's just about putting them together. So you're going to start off by doing just the standard vanish that we've already talked about, right? So you do the vanish and you show that the ball's vanished. You then, so this is in finger palm. Now don't forget that these balls squish together. So you now pick up the second ball by just bringing your thumb and forefinger over to pick it up, keeping the hand this way down so you're not exposing this ball. You pick up this and you bring it into your hand, squishing it against this one, but I don't turn my hand over to show it, I just immediately drop it into this hand. Mm-hmm. And I do the second vanish. So the vanish looks like this. It's 1, 2. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now you're going to say in the back inside the purse. You pick the purse up, you put it into the production position, but there's nothing there. All you're going to do is your thumb is going to roll one of those balls up keeping the other one in finger palm, you're going to roll one of those balls up to the tips of the fingers. So you're here, you put your fingers in, and it looks like one ball comes out. It's very deceptive.
Yeah.
It's like that. I can immediately close this and show this ball so they can see this hand's empty, do the shuttle pass that we talked about before, give that to someone to hold, and now I'm in a position where I can reach in and take out the second one.
Yeah, great.
So it's a really nice sequence, really, really nice sequence. So if we go back to the main cam, now we're nearing the end. Because now you're going to talk about how it'll actually work in reverse as well. So now you're going to do the classic move where it ends up in the spectator's hand. Mm-hmm. Who was the first person to do this?
I'm not sure. I think
If
it's
you
lost
don't
in,
know,
lost
I
in the
don't know.
obscurity of time.
I think it is, right?
I think everything points towards Goshman.
I think it's got to be. We'll credit Goshman unless somebody tells us otherwise, right?
Yeah.
If in doubt, I think, you know, like you credit Marlowe for every card move
Yeah.
they've invented. I think when it comes to sponges, you got to credit Goshman.
It's
right?
got to be
Let's-
Goshman.
Let's do
Yeah.
Goshman. So hold your hand out for me. So you ask them which ball they want to drop in the purse, and whichever one they say, you pick that one up. Oh, one more thing, by the way. You open up the purse beforehand. So if you're doing this walk around, have two spectators. Put the open purse in one spectator's hand, have the other one hold their hand out. So you're going to do the vanish with the ball they say you want them, you know, which one do you want to drop in the purse? This one, okay. So you pick up that one and you do the vanish. You then pick up the other one exactly the same way as we talked about before. You squish them both together. Now you can flash this if you want to, because when they're squashed together, it does look like one ball.
Yeah.
And you can flash it, and then you can put it in their hand and immediately turn their hand over. That's very important. Now, if you've never done sponge ball magic before, and you're watching this and you're nervous about loading two balls into a spectator's hand, please don't.
No.
There's nothing to be nervous about. You can only feel one ball.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a very valid point. Turning the hand down prevents them from...
Yeah. If you leave the hand this way, it's very easy for them to open their hand prematurely.
Yeah.
If you turn their hand down, it's almost like a block. They can't do it. And if they start to turn their hand over, you can go, whoa, 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 keep it that way.
Yeah.
So now, you're going to vanish this inside the purse frame. And you could just drop it in. But this is something I saw in a Roth lecture once, and I'm sure we talked about this on the Mirror's coin sale or something, which is, I remember Roth saying, and it's always stuck with me, if you want to vanish something and there's nothing in your hands, pretend to take it in the other hand.
Yeah.
Because nothing convinces people that you've got something if you're taking something, even though there's nothing to take, right?
Exactly.
So I just pretend to take the ball and drop it in there, which is a small point, but it really just kind of adds at that moment, and it looks like it's just gone inside there. And I just show it and I close it up and I say, well, it goes in reverse, so it goes with the other ball. Have a look. And when they open up their hand, that's such a strong moment right there.
Yeah, it's great.
And then for the finale, here's the thing, that moment where it goes in the hand, there's very little that can top that.
Yeah.
There's very little that can top it. I've seen people do that 2 or 3 times, but I think it's the case of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
I think that once you've done it once, it doesn't have the same power of doing it again. I think that needs to be a one shot and you're done deal.
Yeah.
And I also think that needs to be kind of the end of the routine at that point. So, but I do add one more thing. Because logically, if I'm done with the trick, I would put them back in the invisible purse, right? So all I do is I do the same vanish sequence from before. I just say, you know, we're going to move on now, but I don't want to lose these, so let me just put them back away. I keep them inside there when I'm not using them. I vanish the first one. I pick up the second one, I vanish the second one, I just pick up the purse, I close it up, and my final line is, hey, who'd like to see a card trick?
Yeah.
And I just put this, along with both balls, in my pocket, in the right-hand pocket, and all I have to do is remember that before I do this again, one of those balls needs to be thrown into my left pocket, and I'm reset, ready to do again.
Yeah.
So it's a very different sponge ball routine to anything that people might have seen before, but it is absolutely my favourite sponge ball routine to do, because of the intrigue that's created by this little invisible purse.
Yeah.
It's such a, you know, like crazy, just fun routine where so much stuff is happening.
Yeah, and it highlights that the purse frame can be used for a lot more in a sponge ball routine just than producing the first ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's great. I did have a couple of things. I think it's
Please do.
I've been sitting here thinking, who did the thing with it? I think it's Audley Walsh.
Is it?
I think so, but don't quote me on that. But we'll still go with Al Goshman.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say is that I've mentioned you working on the table here, and obviously you pointed out that this is ideal for strolling and walk around magic. One of the things that comes out of the fact that you do the vanish with the thumb palm is that your hands naturally rest, and that gives your hand a really natural look towards the edge of the table here. So just as a little, I guess, finesse on that, when your hands rest in here, that thumb palmed sponge ball is covered by the edge of the table.
Yeah, like this.
So it looks nice and relaxed. But it's a great routine, really good. It pops, it does what it needs to do. It's intriguing, it's engaging, and really does showcase the purse frame. So brilliant stuff.
Perfect. Well, we're going to move on from sponge balls to one of yours and my favourite props.
Oh yes,
Coin magic.
lovely.
Let's go into that now.
I keep all of my props inside with me. So as well as the cards, as well as the balls, my favourite type of magic is coin magic, which is why inside here I also have a coin. Now that's not just any type of coin, that's an American $50. It's a 50-cent piece. It's an old silver $50. It's got an eagle on one side and it's got Kennedy on the other side. Yeah, it's Kennedy $50, 1964. Now, to do this trick I need two coins. I need that one, and I also need an an old English penny. That one right there is copper. So we're going to use two coins for this. We're going to use the copper and the silver. I want you guys to watch very, very carefully and don't blink for a second. The silver coin goes inside the purse, and when it does, it becomes invisible. See, the silver coin's inside the purse. Do you see the copper coin? Say go. When you do, the copper coin vanishes. Well, it doesn't. It turns into the silver coin, and the reason is the silver coin's there, and the copper coin's inside the purse. Kind of weird, right? Let's do it again. Look, if I put the silver coin inside the purse and I close it up, watch the copper coin, yeah? Watch. If I squeeze, there's the copper turned into silver. If the silver's there, what's over here? No, the copper's over there. The silver's inside. Yeah, it's weird. But let's try it one more time. Hold your hand out for me. I'm going to put this right here, open on your hand. Now, do you see the silver and the copper? Watch this one. Watch the copper. Because you see, if I just take the copper and drop it in the purse, the second I do, it turns into the silver and the copper's over there. It's kind of weird, right? I know, so strange. Let's go one step further. Let's go one final step further. Watch. I'm going to take the copper coin, take the silver coin. I'm going to put the copper coin inside the purse. Copper coin goes inside the purse. Silver coin goes in my pocket. Long distance now. Watch. If I just snap my fingers, now the silver coin's over here. If the silver coin's over here, what's inside the pocket?
No. I'm going to say the silver coin just to...
Well, if that's what you want, there you go. There's the silver coin over here, and inside here is the pocket. But here's the thing: I can keep anything inside there that I want to. I'm going to go now, and I'm going to listen to some music, which is why the other thing that I have in here is my AirPods.
What? I haven't even been inside ever. Not once.
And I tell you what, thank you so much for helping me. Happy birthday! You can have some imaginary AirPods. There you go.
Take that.
Happy birthday! Thank you so much, guys.
So I'm going to we're going to start with some coin magic now, and this is a routine I have never published, and it is one of my favourite walk around pieces.
Okay.
I'm so excited for people to see this. It's a copper silver routine with a coin purse.
Okay.
I'm going to perform it for you, and then we'll go through it for you. So Andy, this is an invisible purse. Now the whole thing's not invisible. The top is obviously visible. If it was not there, you wouldn't be able to see it. No. The bag, however, is invisible, which means that anything inside there is invisible until you take it out. Now, naturally, as you can imagine, in a purse, you would have coins.
Yeah.
And I have got coins inside this purse. The first coin I've got is this one right here. Now, this is an American silver $50. It's got an eagle on one side and it's got President Kennedy on the other side.
Right.
Now, I actually have got another coin inside there. You probably didn't see it, but if I wait a second, I can pull this one out. This is an English penny. So we've got a copper coin, we've got a silver coin, we've got an invisible purse, and I'm going to show you some magic using the copper coin, the silver coin, and the invisible purse. Now I'm going to start off by putting the silver coin back inside the purse.
Okay.
See, it's inside there right now. That leaves us with the copper coin.
Yeah.
If I take the copper coin and squeeze, it turns into the silver coin. They actually change places, which means that the copper coin is inside the purse. Now, you might have missed that. A lot of people do, so I'll do it again. I'll put the silver coin inside the purse. I'll hold the copper coin here. Now, if I squeeze, it turns into the silver coin. If the silver's here, what's over here?
The copper.
No, the copper's over there. The silver's over here, Andy. You need to try and keep up if you can. Hold your hand out for me. I'll let you experience the magic. There's the silver coin. There's the copper coin. There's the purse. Now, it happens the second I drop the coin in the purse. So I'll take the copper coin and I'll just drop it in. And when I do, the copper coin jumps over there, the silver's over there. Like, I've seen this before. I still don't know how it works. It's just the most confusing thing in the world. It really is. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put the copper coin inside the purse this time, and I'll put the silver coin down here in my pocket. So what's in my pocket?
The silver coin.
Yeah, until I squeeze. You see, when I squeeze, now I've got the silver coin over there. The copper coin's in my pocket. Now, I could reach into my pocket and take the copper coin out, but I could make the copper coin jump from my pocket back inside the purse as well, you see, because things jump back into the purse. Of course, I'll even tell you how this works. There's an extra copper coin. Did you see the extra copper coin?
No.
There? I don't know how. It's a lot bigger than the others, you see, Andy, so I don't know how you missed it, to be perfectly honest.
That's great. Brilliant.
I love that routine. And the whole thing, as I say, is designed for walk around.
Yeah.
And there's so much magic that's going on with it. It's ridiculous. So we're going to head to the overhead cam and we're going to explain this in great detail. So what you're going to need for this is, and you know, you're not being supplied with all of these coins. You're going to have them lying around. You can get all of these from Alakazam. You know, these are common coin gaffs that I'm using.
Yeah.
All you're going to use for this is you're going to use a silver coin. I'm using a $50. And you're going to use a copper silver coin.
Okay.
So copper on one side, silver on the other. And then you just need a big finish. Now that could be a big Chinese coin. It could be just a different coin.